number 10, there's this cheeky and disrespectful guest speaker on MSNBC. Journalist Victoria Mather was invited to be interviewed from NBC's London bureau for a morning interview about the British royal family. More specifically, the conversation was about the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry's return to the UK after their decision to step back from royal duties. Suddenly, Victoria Mather said this: "I think what has really upset the British public is that Meghan Markle, who many people consider as only, 5 clicks up from trailer trash, has actually tried to disrespect the Queen. This comment about Meghan Markle's status as close to trailer trash has been met with staunch criticism about the lack of professionalism used when delivering such a comment as a journalist." At number 9, there's Piers Morgan. Piers has said many things about Meghan Markle. None of them are quite pleasant, and all of them are quite public. In one incident, Meghan Markle discussed her darkest times when she had thoughts about taking her own life. Piers Morgan responded to these comments by saying he didn't believe a word on a massively publicized news broadcast, Good Morning Britain. After this, he received plenty of backlash and was given an ultimatum. He either apologized publicly or he lost his job. Piers decided to quit. While away from his old job, he produced a new talk show, Piers Morgan Uncensored. Before it aired, Piers said this about his reappearance: "She will be in for a very unpleasant surprise when I emerge, like Lazarus from my den." At number 8, Kate Middleton. When the marriage of Meghan Markle and Harry was announced, Kate Middleton warned Harry of how the whole thing could be a bad idea. She expressed her concerns with Harry and they had a small confrontation. You'd think Kate would be most understanding about the situation, as the Duchess of Cambridge used to be called Commoner Kate by the public, when the news about her getting married to Prince William first came out in 2010. It was revealed later that Kate had made a secret alliance with the Queen for her to guide Meghan on the right path for becoming and getting used to being royalty. The Queen feared that Meghan would fumble her royal title and make a mockery of the royal family. At number 7, the Queen. Queen Elizabeth II has had many problems with Meghan Markle, none of them quite as public as this. During the wedding ceremony of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, the Queen expressed her confusion at her attire. She told people she was confused as to why Meghan was still wearing her veil during the wedding ceremony, when she had been married and divorced before. It is apparently a big thing for etiquette experts to not wear white, a veil, or trains during your wedding ceremony if you are a divorcee. Even on her wedding day, Meghan can't seem to catch a break. At number 6, a Wimbledon official. This Wimbledon official told reporters that the Duchess of Sussex was a nightmare during her visit to Wimbledon to watch Serena Williams' tennis match. The first thing she did wrong was wear jeans. Wearing denim is considered bad manners if a visitor wants to sit in the area reserved for members of the All England Club, which hosts the Wimbledon Tennis Championships. She also decided she wanted this outing to be private, which was ridiculous to expect since the entire match was being broadcasted to the BBC, and the whole venue was packed with up to 12,345 members in the audience. She reportedly had her security go up to people who weren't even paying attention to her to tell them not to take pictures of her. At number 5, Tom Bower. While live on GB News reviewing footage of the funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Tom Bower explains a situation that occurred between Harry and some other members of the royal family, in which Harry didn't originally want to wear his ceremonial military uniform to the funeral. Someone on Harry's side had apparently told all this to a journalist. Tom Bower then goes on to say that the tears shed by the Duchess of Sussex were for herself and not for the late Queen. At number 4, Natalie Barr. Natalie Barr is a TV host for Sunrise, a talk show about various British trends and topics. While live on air, Natalie Barr calls Meghan Markle a tosser, which is an extremely disrespectful insult in British slang. She has done this in response to Meghan releasing another interview about the royal family and how they treated her while she was still committed to her duties as the Duchess of Sussex. In the interview, Meghan claimed that just by existing, she and Prince Harry were upsetting the dynamic of the royals. At number 3, Nelson Mandela's grandson. Meghan Markle claims that during a 2019 premiere of The Lion King, a South African cast member pulled her aside and told her, "I just need you to know. When you married into this family, we rejoiced in the streets the same we did when Mandela was released from prison." This comment from Meghan received major backlash, even getting a comment from one of Nelson Mandela's grandsons. He said this in a statement to Daily Mail: "Madiba's celebration was based on overcoming 350 years of colonialism and 60 years of a brutal apartheid regime in South Africa. It cannot be equated as the same." At number 2, Bethany Frankel. On her podcast, Be With Bethany Frankel, she exclaims that the Duchess acts like a housewife in her interview with The Cut. Frankel says Meghan should stay out of the business of her husband's family, as she stepped down from her duties. She states, "If you leave the royal family, leave the royal family. It's behind you." Many people agree with Bethany and think Meghan should stop talking about the royal family, as she has removed herself and her husband from the family to live in the US anyways. At number 1, the United United Kingdom. Meghan Markle is the least liked royal of the modern British royal family of all time. The general public often talk badly about Meghan to each other. People have often called her narcissistic, rude, and have created rumors of her constantly. The rumors of her bullying her personal palace staff to the point of them crying had led her to depression and thoughts of self-inducing harm. Even when she told the public about the thoughts she had and what she was going through, the public still messed with her, many saying that she wasn't relatable enough because she was crying in a castle.
She took off her shoes in public. Even on the beach, royals are expected to keep their shoes firmly on their feet. But Meghan took off her wedges at Bondi Beach during her and her Prince Harry's tour of Australia. She shared her political views. Legally, members of the British royal family aren't supposed to voice political opinions, as they're a non-political entity. However, Meghan has broken this rule a couple of times. First, she proudly declared herself as a feminist, and then reportedly revealed that she was pro-choice, which I don't think there's an issue with, but others do. She wore a dress with a high slit. The palace prefers that the royals keep their wardrobes conservative, meaning the thigh-high slit that Meghan rocked while visiting Fraser Island in Australia caused some controversy. She wore a super short dress. Yet again, her legs caused issues. This time it was a tuxedo dress that the Duchess wore to performance of Hamilton that had people saying she broke protocol with a short hem. She wore an off-the-shoulder dress. At Trooping the Colour in 2018, which was Meghan's second official appearance after her royal wedding, she opted for an off-the-shoulder Carolina Herrera dress. Some thought it broke the rule that royal women should dress modestly and not show too much skin, especially considering it was a daytime event. She closed her own car door. Royals do some normal things, but it's mostly when they aren't making official appearances. When Meghan closed her own car door during her first solo appearance as the Duchess of Sussex, the internet freaked out. An etiquette expert chimed in on why this was so noteworthy, explaining that when you are a member of the royal family, you have a member of staff to open and close a car door for you. She wore a deep V-neck. Meghan broke the royals' conservative clothing rule when she wore an Oscar de la Renta dress with a deep neckline. She sat with her legs crossed. For royal women, whenever they are sitting down, they're expected to sit with their legs and knees together while having their ankles crossed. Meghan, however, has not abided by those rules, which ultimately broke royal protocol. She wore dark nail polish. It is an unspoken rule that royal women should either wear no nail polish or neutral colors. For example, the Queen was wearing the same light ballet slippers shade by Essie, or no nail polish at all, for 28 years. But Meghan wore dark burgundy polish to the Fashion Awards in December 2018. She and Harry ditched their HRH titles while on tour. Harry and Meghan made their debut as royal family on their South African tour, and they made it clear that they wanted to shake up their image. Meghan and Harry asked fans to skip the HRH and simply refer to them as, well, Meghan and Harry. This was a move that completely dodged royal protocol. Number 10, when he and Meghan Markle showed PDA. Flashback to the royal tour of Africa when Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle broke protocol by showing PDA. On the first day of their tour, the royal couple held hands and touched each other's backs while meeting children and dancing with a group of teens. They also clutched hands as they visited the District 6 Museum and Homecoming Center in Cape Town later that day. Doesn't seem that bad, but in the royal eyes, it was a big no-no. Number 9, Harry flew to see Meghan. According to Express, protocol dictates that the royals can't combine personal vacations with their work trips. But Harry did just that when he finished a tour of the Caribbean and then flew to see Meghan in Toronto, instead of going straight home. It was early in their relationship and he just couldn't stand being without her. Number 8, chose a non-traditional wedding cake. Believe it or not, Prince Harry's wedding cake broke royal protocol. Instead of selecting a traditional vanilla cake and white icing, the royal couple opted for a modern dessert, which included a lemon elderflower cake with buttercream frosting and fresh flowers. Number 7, not doing a public post-birth photo shoot. Princess Diana and Kate Middleton set the trend for a public baby reveal hours after the birth of a new royal, but Meghan and Harry had a more private birth experience, per Meghan's request. Instead, they waited a few days before doing a photo shoot at Windsor Castle, rather than in front of the hospital for all to see. Number 6, when he took a photo with Meghan's mini-me. During the royal tour of Australia, Prince Harry couldn't help but say yes to a girl who asked for an unofficial photo. While he's not supposed to take selfies with the public, the Duke of Sussex made an exception because the girl looked exactly like young Meghan Markle. Number 5, Meghan attended Christmas before the wedding. After their engagement but before their wedding, Meghan attended the royal Christmas church service. Usually that event is restricted to royals and their spouses, but the rules were bent a bit to let Harry's fiancée come. Harry reportedly asked his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, to make an exception and let Meghan join, even though it was totally against protocol, but the Queen said yes. Number 4, when they skipped Christmas. Harry went from asking special permission to bring Meghan to Christmas to snubbing the Queen's celebrations in 2019. Instead, he, Meghan, baby Archie, and Meghan's mom had a small gathering together. It's not that big of a deal, however, because Will and Kate have also skipped before. Number 3, Prince Harry wears a wedding ring. It may seem obvious that Harry would wear a wedding ring after marrying Meghan, but that's not typical for royal marriages. According to Vogue, traditionally, royal men weren't supposed to show signs of commitment. Odd, but okay. And none of them wear wedding bands on their ring finger, except for Harry. Number 2, stepping down from royal royal life. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were supposed to serve the public in the name of the Queen for the rest of their lives. Instead, after a little over a year of marriage, they called it quits with the monarchy and left their positions as working royals, reportedly because Harry had said in an interview with Oprah that the royals and the public wouldn't stop harassing them until Meghan passes away, like what happened to his mother, Princess Diana. Now at number 1, she and Harry ditched their HRH titles while on tour. Harry and Meghan made their debut as a royal family on their South African tour, and they made it clear they wanted to shake up their image. Meghan and Harry asked fans to skip the HRH and simply refer to them as, well, Meghan and Harry. This was a move that completely dodged royal protocol. She sat with her legs crossed. For royal women, whenever they are sitting down, they are expected to sit with their legs and knees together while having their ankles crossed. Meghan, however, has not abided by those rules, which seem to annoy many royal family members and many people of the public. She shares her political views. Legally, members of the British royal family aren't supposed to voice political opinions, as they are a non-political entity. However, Meghan has broken this rule a couple of times. First, she proudly declared herself a feminist, and then she reportedly revealed that she was pro-choice, which I don't think there is an issue with, but some others do. She attended a royals-only event. In April 2018, Meghan joined Harry at the Commonwealth Youth Forum. This event usually only allows royal family members to join, and at the time, Meghan was only Harry's fiancée. She talked about Prince Harry in Vanity Fair. This technically happened before her engagement, but that's why it's even more unusual. Royal girlfriends don't typically discuss their relationship before they are engaged or married. She and Harry announced the birth of Archie on Instagram. Traditionally, the news of a royal baby being birthed is shared on a ceremonial easel placed outside the Buckingham Palace. But Meghan and Harry opted to announce the news on Instagram instead. Interesting choice. She wore a dress with a high slit. The palace prefers that the royals keep their wardrobes conservative, meaning the thigh-high slit that Meghan rocked while visiting Fraser Island in Australia caused some controversy. She wore a super short dress. Yet again, her legs caused issues. This time, it was a tuxedo dress the Duchess wore to a performance of Hamilton that had people saying she broke protocol with a short hem. She celebrated Christmas at Sandringham. Christmas at Sandringham is legendary, so much so that only spouses of the Queen's invitees are allowed to attend. Back in 2010, Kate didn't even get to go, when at the time she was engaged to Prince William, but she didn't marry him until April 2011. However, Prince Harry asked his grandmother to make an exception for Meghan in 2018, and she agreed, which angered many Kate Middleton fans. She signed an autograph. Royals aren't supposed to sign autographs for the simple reason that it makes their handwriting available to people who might use it for bad purposes. But during a January visit to Wales, Meghan broke this rule. When a 10-year-old asked for her signature, Meghan wrote "Hi Caitlin," thus signing without actually signing her own name. She closed her own car door. Royals do some normal things, but it's mostly when they aren't making official appearances. When Meghan closed her own car door during her first solo appearance as the Duchess of Sussex, the internet freaked out. An etiquette expert chimed in on why this is so noteworthy, explaining that when you're a member of the royal family, you have a member of staff to open and close the door for you.